Alright, good evening everyone. Back on their stream. I'm Black6. Welcome to B6's block party. Doing another Lego build this week. We've got the Death Star Trench Run, one of the Star Wars diorama sets, kind of a recent addition to the Lego Star Wars range theme, kind of filling in the gap between, like the play sets targeted at more at kids and the UCS sets, which are expensive and big. This is kind of a display piece, but that is smaller, right? Only 665 pieces. Retails for less than $100. Although I think this one is out of print at this point. I think you could probably still pick it up though. So definitely a nice sweet spot there. I have a few of these that we'll definitely be building this year at some point as I make some space for them. Yeah, so like very nice premium looking box here. Kind of looks like a UCS set box, but obviously smaller. Has a frame from the movie here. It is 8.5 inches wide and 4 inches tall, so nice and easy to display. Interesting, they showed displaying it on like a wire shelf next to like a plastic bin with some notebooks in it. That doesn't seem like the best place to display, but hey, to each their own, wherever you got the space to display it. I think like a IKEA bookshelf would look nicer, but hey, maybe that's just me. But yeah, iconic scene from Star Wars where Luke is the last one left in the trench, being attacked by his father and a couple of TIE fighters right before Han and Chewie come back in to save the day. Spoiler alert, I guess. If you haven't seen that movie, that's what, like coming up on 50 years old. It's over 45 years old at this point, so sorry. So yeah, let's open her up and start building. Alright, got some large plates with like 8 by 16 plates for the base. Some numbered bags that don't seem to have too many pieces in each. Got 6, 5, 3, 4, 1, and 2. Pretty nice instruction book here. This one is new enough, unlike the Venice that we built last week, that it has a little QR code. Don't scam that, don't steal my points. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if other people here have done the QR code scanning. I've heard sometimes it's a pain and kind of slow, but other people say, hey, you can go through a whole bunch really fast. Maybe someday I'll get around and go through my many instruction manuals and do that. All right. First bag. No stickers. No stickers in this set. That's kind of cool. We do have some nice printed tiles. A 2x6 printed tile. Remember when a 2x6 tile didn't even exist? Cameras want to focus. We'll switch cameras and we'll take a look at that better. Got our brick separator, which we do still have some room in our brick separator cup. Although, if we do too many more set builds in a short time frame, we're gonna run out real fast. Got some nice chrome silver vent tiles. Got these guys here. All right, let's get our picture camera in. Whoop. Alright. Lock your S foils in attack position, so a little bit of background on the movie and the scene that it comes from. Getting a couple more stills from the film. Always cool to see kind of the background in here. A 3D action experience. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to be building a base in bag 1 and then slowly adding onto it, and then the final bag add the cool stuff. So how's everyone doing? Have a good week since the last time we spoke. I have been still getting over what I thought was a cold. It turned out to be an upper respiratory infection, so not a lot of fun there. But I got some medicine on the road to recovery. Hey there, Chronicler. Good to see you. Yeah, we're building the Death Star trench run today. One of the Star Wars diorama sets. Kind of sticking in the same vein, I guess, as last week's architecture build, right? I think that's definitely something you're going to see more of with block party streams versus older streams, where we did at times build more kind of play sets, general all ages sets. With the block party, when I'm kind of building for myself, right, not supported by the Lego group anymore. Gonna be building the sets I want to build, that I want to display. And actually, I don't know, you ever, like, you're planning multiple things, right? Like, everyone's got lots of stuff going on in their life, and you're thinking about things, and then, like, make some decisions, and all of a sudden, right after that, you have like an epiphany. You're like, wait, why didn't I do it this way? Had something like that recently in the past week, since we started, just after we started the stream. It's like, wait, why didn't I plan this? So we may be making some changes. Hopefully we'll be making some changes to the streams. I think it'll be a good thing. Definitely won't be taking away anything, and just going to be adding, potentially encouraging more people to come watch, which I think that's a good thing, right? But more details on that when I have them to share. Definitely been thinking a lot about my relationship to the Lego hobby, kind of going off, like, not being supported by Lego anymore, building what I want to build, thinking about like my collection and how many sets I've got. So a lot of food for thought I've been having lately. So that kind of has encouraged me to think about some potential changes for how we do streaming, and just kind of some BZPower stuff in general. BZPower's not going anywhere. That's just before I say something that sounds like I'm stopping doing Lego or something like that. Where still love Lego, still love BZPower, still like doing these streams. So that's first and foremost. Don't worry about that. Interesting, Chronicler. So what are you a fan of enough to buy the sets of? I think a lot of the stuff I've seen you mention has been more of like the ideas and icon stuff, right? Like last week, you were talking about the space scenes. I know you've talked about like building the globe and stuff like that. So it seems like you're pretty into a lot of those kind of nice sets. Are there any other themes, any IPs that really interest you that would make you buy sets for? done with bag 1 already. A couple little ingots on the back here. I don't think it's going to be visible at all. And last, we've got 2 printed tiles. We've got the Lego Star Wars 2x4 tile. I've definitely had tiles that say Lego Star Wars on them before and a few other sets, but I'm not sure if it's the same print or if this is a new print for the dioramas. Newer, right? This is a couple years old. And then here you can better see, quote from this scene in the film, "The force is strong." With this one, we did build another one of these diorama sets. I guess it might have been like a proto diorama, right? We built the Darth Vader interrogation chamber. I don't recall it having a quote. I think it did have a printed tile on it though. General space stuff. Nice. I'm definitely all for that. I want to pick up that Technic Mars rover. I think you mentioned the complexity of it was maybe more than you were anticipating. But I have built some pretty big Technic sets in the past, so I'm not too worried about that per se. Displaying it, that might be another thing. But I do like, I mean, it looks cool. I like actual space stuff. I know there have been quite a few city space sets that have been kind of inspired by things that NASA is doing. And we built some of those on stream because they were sent to us by Lego, and they were definitely cool. But at this point, not something that I would search out and buy for myself. I would kind of limit myself to things that are actual spaceships or craft or vehicles. But hey, to each their own, and whatever, obviously there's plenty of different Lego themes for everyone to enjoy. So already getting some greebling in here. We have some 1x2 Technic bricks with axles instead of pinholes here that I assume we're going to use to attach the back of the wall of the trench. Curious to see if this bottom hinge brick gets anything attached to it. We'll have to wait and see. It could certainly just be a detail piece. Kind of excited looking at this, just with the asymmetry. It's always something I kind of pick up on in sets is when they have some asymmetry. It definitely makes it much more fun to build in my view. More challenging, right? You can't just mindlessly build things in a mirror. You can certainly speed up a set build, right? If you're at a Lego convention doing a speed build, then that's fantastic. It's a good tip to use to help you win, but when I'm building a set, I like something that's a little more asymmetric and keeps me on my toes. And this is certainly doing that. Some more Technic bricks to reinforce that back attachment. That's good. Didn't think 2 would be quite enough. I somehow completely missed that they made a Lego NASCAR set. Really, I just completely missed that. I know they've done lots of partnerships with a lot of more European racing, like Formula One, stuff like that, but I didn't know that they had done a NASCAR set. That's cool. Exo Night Shield piece. Light bluish gray. Remember when that was like interesting. And I just realized I started skipping a whole step here. Some things never change. Interesting that there is a pink 2x2 brick in here. I remember there was an interview a while ago with a Lego Star Wars designer who said that it's always, it's a kind of an internal challenge on the Lego Star Wars design team to include pink bricks in the set, because Star Wars, obviously, you know, you look at the box back here and it's all black and gray. And that's certainly a lot of Star Wars sets in general. So it's kind of like an internal challenge that they have for each other. Like, can you sneak into pink brick in a Star Wars set? So glad to see they did that here. You know, I have mostly stopped paying attention to the modulars. Like, you know, back when BZPower front page was more active with like posting news and stuff, you know, I keep up to date with a lot of that because we were reporting on the new sets. You know, I see the announcements, you know, keep up with a lot of it, but then I see, oh, it's the latest modular. I'm not interested in it, so I'm not even gonna click on that and look at it. You know, the modular city idea is cool. I think the sets look beautiful. Just never something that I wanted to buy to display. The closest was Ninjago City, where I have the first three. Haven't gotten the fourth one yet, and I'm not sure if I will. It's certainly on my wish list, but as you know, I think about like space and money and budget, that may drop off. Focus on other themes. But yeah, modulars are definitely awesome sets. So could certainly do worse than picking up one of those. I'd say some of the other sets that I probably most have my eye on, other than some Star Wars, the Rivendell set, because I love Lord of the Rings, but a lot of the botanical sets I think are really, really fantastic. They're great for displaying, but you probably won't ever see me build any of them on stream, because it's actually one of the few Lego things I can get my partner interested in building as well. You know, she's not huge into Lego, but she likes the botanical sets. So if I can find a set that she wants to build and build it with her, then I will certainly do that. So we've built the succulents. What was the other one? I think did we build just the original like bouquet? Yeah, we built the bouquet and the succulents. Maybe one other. A lot of fun. Definitely want to pick up some more of those. This is really interesting little detailing here. You're putting a minifig head on this. It almost looks like a little person, but I'm sure if you look at the models they had from Desert Trenches, actually looks like something that was there. Very good. And using this little arm kind of bendy piece, kind of aligns that up, that 45-degree angle perfectly with the slopes here. So it's fairly, you don't want to push down it too hard, but this is a display set, so you're probably not going to be doing that. But got to be careful with some of this greebling. We do have a Bionicle piece in this set. We got a voodoo ball, right, with the axle hole slash anti-stud on the bottom. Light gray, no printing. Oh, the bonsai tree. That was one of the other botanical sets I've gotten. I think I did build that one on stream though. That was one of the early ones. Detailing here. Line things up nicely. That's kind of neat. So we have like this kind of defined base with like an edge and a border, but the greebling kind of is overlapping and overflowing from that. Helps make it look like, this is really just like a slice of time from the film. Much of your Lego collection consists of classic sets. That's cool that your local community's got an annual building contest. Apparently you have won it at least once. cool little binocular piece lines up perfectly with that wall, so keeps it in line. All right, coming down to the end here of bag number 2. Like coming alive here despite a lot of gray. At least it's a lot of gray that is kind of asymmetric and kind of almost not organic, but looks very mechanical. It's like, what are all these? Quite a few extra parts in this because there's so many little parts in this. I thought I still had one more step to go, but apparently not. Oh, there's even more parts in this bag. Since we're building Star Wars today, I don't know if anyone here's been watching Bad Batch. Latest episode this morning was pretty good. Had a returning character from the Clone Wars, or I guess most of the characters in the show are somewhat returning. We had a new returning character, kind of teased in the trailers for this season, so wasn't a big surprise, but it was cool at the moment it finally came. Definitely been enjoying this season. I enjoyed Bad Batch. I like all of Bad Batch so far. Sad that it's going to be ending after this season. All right, some little greeble details here. That's pretty much all this bag is. Looks like the next bag is going to be the backdrop. So hopefully this bag will be finishing up the base here. Lightsaber handles, got telescopes, just a little bit of everything. Interesting, taking pictures of the contents of the bag. I feel like in a case like this, you're gonna have a hard time with that because it's all just a bunch of little round and square gray parts. I have to really take some detailed pictures or go through the effort of like lining up every piece before you start building to take that picture. I guess it depends on where you want to spend the time, right? You could do that beforehand, or when you take apart the set, you could just take out the instructions and follow the instructions to disassemble the set, and that way you know what parts came from which bag. Which is something I have done and will probably do again. Honestly, if it only doubles the amount of time you spend working on a set, that's pretty darn good. I can't imagine a set like the Natural History Museum or a big modular like that, how much time it would add to the build of the set to kind of lay out every piece beforehand. There is certainly no wrong way to build a Lego set. Right, even not following the instructions is perfectly acceptable. Interesting. So we're adding these little inkwell pieces on this round plate so we can take this boat stud and put it on upside down here. After we attach this guy. So it really gives it some cool texture there. Where's this going? Right there. This is interesting. So we're building two assemblies that use the exact same parts, but they attach the lightsaber handle to what people call the espresso bar piece in opposite ways. So you can see like the little ridge, like notch parts maybe you want to call it, are attached to the espresso bar. Or on this one, you do the round side. There's certainly some attention to detail. Just to give it like a slightly different texture. And it's like, most people even gonna see that? No, but as the builder, you know, I know it's there. Now you too, as the watcher knows there. That is certainly fair. It's good to have some balance in life. I don't want to build too much each day, kind of draw out the set build, enjoy it a bit more. I can understand that. There are definitely times I look back at some of our earlier big set builds and where I did like an 8-hour stream or something. It was a bit much. Kind of exhausted me, and you know, I was by the end of it not enjoying building the set anymore. So that's a really cool detail here with this like 3x3 round piece, put a little steering wheel in there, and then these pieces kind of angled to attach to it. And now we're putting this round tile above. Helps kind of lock them in place and give it a finished edge here. And then we got the top of the hinge brick, and it's not going in our hinge brick up here, but it's going upside down in here, where it lines up with that espresso bar piece to kind of make it look like a coupling or something. Yeah, entire afternoon for the Saturn V. Sounds about right. No, that set was definitely a lot of fun. I guess it was probably like 6 hours-ish. Maybe like 5. Normally, just kind of my internal metrics is that like 1,000-piece set is going to take me like 3 hours. Here we go, got another hinge brick base that is once again not being used as a hinge brick. That needs to go one step back. There we go. Coming and filling up really nicely here. Well, now looks like we're building a whole little assembly. 7.5 was a fantastic set though. I have it displayed in my front hall along with a bunch of other space sets. I've got the space shuttle. I've got 2 space shuttles. I've got like the newer one and the old one from, when was that? It was probably around 2010 or so, Shuttle Adventure. I know it was released under 2 slightly different names for some reason. Not quite as accurate, but it does have the booster rockets on it, so that was cool. And the lunar module, got that one display with them too. So yeah, and the ISS, and a few other ones. Those are the biggies. It's a space-themed front hall. Every time a new space set gets a 10K votes on LEGO Ideas, I hope they decide to make it. But it's been a while, I think. I guess it is. I guess the Saturn V was technically the last one through LEGO Ideas they did. But there's been like a bunch of other sets that have made it. You know, some of the SpaceX rockets, the new SLS and Artemis have gotten projects to 10K votes. I think there's a Soyuz one, which I would have loved. Would have gone well with the Saturn V for the space race. There we go, a nice little Greeble assembly there. Not complain if LEGO made more, I guess, classic space sets, but based on actual classic spacecraft, right? Like give us a Mercury and Gemini to match the scale of the Saturn V, right? The Atlas, the Redstone, the Titan. I feel like people have clearly demonstrated there is a big market for those kinds of sets. Or I think when like the space shuttle came out, they had like that gift with purchase, which I was not able to get at the time, and then later bought. I think I got it at a charity auction, so I paid a bit of money for it, but you know, it was going to a good cause of one of the satellites. Maybe that's one of the things we'll build one of these streams in the future. So something else to display with my space stuff. But like that thing sold out instantly. I like took the site down. It's like, come on, Lego people. People love the space stuff. Give us more. Star Wars, I love, right? One of my favorite kind of IPs, I guess. Keep up with the books and the comics and stuff, and certainly buy enough Lego Star Wars sets, but like NASA stuff would be like day one purchases for a lot of those. All right, another crazy little Greeble assembly. It's going down here. Fills in that spot nicely, just a tiny little gap. Starting to look kind of trench-like. Also starting to look pretty light on pieces here. Getting close to wrapping up. Bag 3. Oh, we've got 47 minutes. Yeah, so this will probably be like a 90-minute stream or so. Maybe 2 hours. We are like at 2/3 of 1,000 pieces. So that kind of says maybe about a 2-hour stream. That estimate though also took into account when I would do giveaways and stuff during the streams, and we're not doing any giveaways tonight, so that'll probably make things speed along a little faster than just building. Alright, a little Greeble assembly goes in here. Ta-da! That might be it for this bag. Yeah, we just got some extra parts. Lots of little extra Greeble parts. Alright, on to bag 4. Got some bigger plates here. What are they? Got like 6x10 plates. So I assume this is going to be the backdrop. This is the start of it. Oh yeah, there's a little picture in the corner that says, yes, indeed, you are making the backdrop. All right, we're gonna push this off to the side here. Let's see, those 4 plates matches just about the width here, so that makes sense. Checks out. The LEGO designers did their math right. Good job, guys. Yep, okay, that's what we're doing next. Sometimes I can read their minds. It is looking like this set's going to be maybe a little on the ugly side from the back. You're going to see all these plates that are supports. So definitely want to put it on a shelf with its back against the back of the shelf or something like that. Yeah, this would be cool if it had the hanger on the back, right? You just kind of hang this off the wall. Do you like that we're putting these, I guess, kind of classic headlight brackets on the top here, so it'll have a nice finished edge. If the back is a little ugly, you won't see the back, but you will see the top edge. Yeah, I guess this is kind of like the postcard sets. I should post the reviews that I made of those sets that we weren't allowed to release. Now that we're no longer recognized. I probably won't. That's probably something we probably should not do, but I can say now that the first two postcards were sets that the Lego group kindly sent to us to do some reviews of. You know, I worked on made reviews back when we did more review videos. I kind of put all that together, ready to post it, and then Lego said, hey, there's an issue with these sets. You can't post those reviews and you need to send them back to us. And so I literally had to put the sets in a box already built, and send them away. Never saw them again. I have no idea what they actually changed in the final releases. The sets seem fine. I didn't think there was anything wrong with them. I like the sets. It was a cool little build. It's like a cool little souvenir, kind of in the architecture vein. But you know, like a little lower budget, perhaps. But yeah, never got the full story. Like I did not OS one, but it would have been interesting. You know, yes, okay, that does ring a bell. Yeah, that using the flag as a product is issue with Chinese law. But you know, not something you think of, because you know, every country obviously has different laws, but certainly not something that would be first and foremost on my mind living in America, right, where people like to put the American flag on darn near everything. there is like a flag code that most of that probably violates. No one out there is enforcing it. But yeah, look it up sometime if you're interested in the flag code. It's how you're supposed to treat, handle, and respect the American flag. I think it's really cool that they included this piece in this set, because this was like the original X-Wing wingtip blaster piece, right? So the blaster in like a lot of Lego Star Wars sets. This is kind of cool seeing it here used in this set. Obviously not as the blaster of an X-Wing, but still kind of calls back to those times. And again, I like how even on the backdrop we have stuff overhanging it to really make it feel like it's just kind of torn right out from the movie. And yet again, right, if you like having complete parts in sets you buy, so far I think you're in luck, because this set has 2 complete hinge bricks, but none of them are attached to each other. Here we are again, flipping that hinge brick top upside down to use a little greeble detail there. It does mean at least in your final set, if you take it apart, you'll have complete hinge bricks. I wonder if that's a rule, like an internal Lego design rule, that it's like you should have a complete hinge brick in every set or something. If you include the top, you have to include the bottom somewhere. Yeah, this set does not feel like I'm getting close to being done with that. But we're just about done with bag 4, and there's only 2 bags left. Well, that's interesting. We got one of the clear antenna bars here. So it's used, looks like it's used to attach one of the TIE fighters. It's going to be hanging onto the side. Well, and some more Bionicle pieces. We had the Voodoo Ball earlier. Now we have the Baraki eyes. And then to wrap it up, attach another one of those rounded bricks here. Oh, I needed that part. I thought that was an extra. You were an extra cheese loop, cheese loop. All right, so before we open up bag 5, you can see here they've got these 2x3 modified plates with that hole. So those will line up, I think, with their Technic bricks back there. So you can put some axles in and lock this together. And start to get the idea of the final product. We're not quite there yet. 2 more bags. All right, got a big detail. Okay, so yeah, we gotta fill in this gap here. So it looks like that's what we are about to do. telescope pieces. Still managing to be a bit asymmetric. Have I ever built any of the 3-in-1 creator sets? The most recent you've built is the space roller coaster from that theme. I've definitely built some over the years. There we go, nice little piece of greebling. Slot that in here. It fills up that space and again kind of overlaps the edging. Nice. I think one of the, I actually built a 3-in-1 creator set just kind of like for fun not too long ago. The like robot guy. I think the alternate builds are like a plane and something else. That I think from Bionalug as part of our lug support, and yeah, usually those sets when I get them, they just kind of tend to sit around more often than not. But I'm like, this one's cool. You know, actually, speaking of building contests, back in the day, I won a building contest at a Lego convention that Lego was hosting. Using that one of the 3-in-1 Creator Dinosaur set, the original green version. Like Lego was having a contest. I think every event, at least in North America, they sent one of their representatives from the community team too. Yeah, at Brick Fair, New England, a number of years ago, I randomly built something using that set, like an original creation, and won. I was a finalist from Brick Fair, New England, and then I went up against the finalists from all the other conventions. You know, they took pictures and did that, and I did not win anything more than that. So, but hey. It was nice to be considered. So yeah, I dabble in the 3-in-1 Creator. Definitely not one of my main themes though. It's a theme I've acquired a lot of those sets from like Lego conventions where they're frequently used as prizes and not built many of them. Got these nice Monkey Kid handles. pieces. A lot of people that definitely caught people's eye when Monkey Kid first came out. I think a lot of nice new molds in the Monkey Kid sets, but that was definitely one of the big ones that got people's attention. I think we've bought some on Lug Bulk for sure. All right, this may be some of our last bit of greebling here. Pretty cool. That's gonna fill up here. How's this going? All right, there's clips here. There's a bunch of clips. There's clips on both ends. We have to stretch this out a little bit to make sure it fits. I think I've compressed some of these bar connections a little bit by kind of pushing in too far on the pieces because these clips on this side aren't lining up. So just kind of, oop, not do that. Okay, I think the exo force claws here can come out a bit. Wiggle them out. Clip that back in. There we go. It's not quite lined up there, does it? This is certainly a bit finicky. It's one of the things that like no one's gonna notice, but I definitely will. There we go, looks pretty good. All right. Now it's time to attach this to the base. So we've got a couple Technic axles with stops on them. So on this side with the pink brick, it kind of went out a little further, so you can use a slightly longer axle. I do feel like this means this is going to be a bit of a pain to ever disassemble. You have to actually push this in a bit. Oh, it actually, what is? Oh, okay, so we built these things on the corners, and they actually attach to the studs here and here. So it can attach without the axles. The axles are just there for additional support and stability. But again, just like a Technic set, especially whenever they use these axles with the stops, it does mean it's going to be very difficult to take apart, right? To take it apart, you're going to have to basically rip out those Technic bricks and do it from there. Make it difficult to do in reverse instructions order, if that's kind of what you're looking to do. All right, so our base is done. Now we just got to build, we still have to build the gun turret, right? The little turbo laser battery that's shooting at Luke as he goes through the trench. Can't have an exposed pink brick in Star Wars. That would be sacrilegious. And then obviously the X-Wing and the 3 TIE fighters. Looking at these TIE fighters, I think they are maybe slightly different just because they have different attachment points, so. Gotta actually follow these instructions a bit closely. Oh, and also because one is shooting, the other is not, so. This one's got these clips here so we can attach some lightsaber bars to it. Some more of these clear antennas. We have this nice little transparent 1x1 round tile with some printing with kind of TIE Fighter cockpit window. There's that. Our blaster bolts here. Tries to shoot loop down. Do wish they had found a way to include some gray on the outside of the wings. Show like the kind of struts there. Still pretty passable TIE Fighter. And it goes there. Next up, we've got Darth Vader's TIE Advanced X1. Way too much about certain parts of Star Wars sometimes. But we get quite a few of these little cockpit tiles. If only there's a little Vader hiding in there. Now it shows assembling a lightsaber bar blaster bolts. Oh, I just did them backwards. So they're like at certain different levels coming out, which I think is weird to me, because when you shoot, it shoots them both at the same time, so they're gonna come out at the same rate. Have not watched the movie in a while. I feel ashamed to admit that. To like remember offhand how it looks in the film. But to like my logical engineer brain, they need to be even. Not quite a fan of the proportions on the TIE Advanced X1. I mean, the solar panels do need to go like in front of the cockpit, but I also feel like they need to extend further back, and the fuselage itself needs to extend further back, but you know, kind of maybe a minor gripe. think depending on the angle you're looking at it from, it's not gonna matter too much. All right, one more TIE fighter to build. Oh, thought I was grabbing a gray round tile, but I was grabbing R2-D2. Oops. So Chronicler, did you see the new space-themed collectible minifigs? Is that not quite your wheelhouse because they're more kind of fantasy space than real space? And as much as like I love some of the classic older space themes, I'm not a huge fan of this series. Gotten any collectible minifigs since the Muppets. Yeah, none of these really appeal to me too much. Yeah, the random chance definitely kills a lot of it for me too. There's one thing when you can feel the bags. Now they do have little codes on them now that apparently you can scan and will tell you which ones they are. If you have like a third-party app to do it with, which is a little weird, but whatever. At least that's nice. You can know what you're getting before. But it also means that like the hardcore collectors are gonna just go through and grab all the ones they want, you know. Leave everyone else with whatever's left over. Right. Got a little turbo laser battery. I think that's a pretty cool little build. Can rotate, can move the guns up and down. So wherever Luke and his X-Wing ends up being, we can make sure we get a good angle. So it's close, but not quite gonna hit Luke, you know. Well, that's interesting. So there's this little trans blue round plate we're putting here. I think maybe that's supposed to be the proton torpedo he's launching. maybe? Otherwise, why wouldn't they do like a trans clear one? I don't know. Ugh, keep knocking that. All right. Just gonna build this an X-wing and we will be done. So this looks like this is going to be the part of the engines here. Or at least the engine's attached to. Since we're not going to actually be able to have like 4 engines each on the wings. Here's our little R2-D2 tile. I almost put on a TIE fighter before. You do get a second, so you know if I had done that, I would have had a spare at least. There we go, some cute, adorable little R2-D2 printing. Everyone's favorite astromech droid. Interesting using these little gem pieces as the engines. And then also interesting, could have used 2 of these 1x2 rounded plates, but for whatever reason they don't. So like these 2 attach on the bars and then it just kind of leaves it empty. Oh, probably because we needed that extra gap to attach the wings or something maybe? All right, which is time for now. Love using little minifigure ski poles as the blasters. All right, let's make us some X-wing wings. Okay, yeah, so you can't attach it too close to the front because there's actually a little notch on the bottom of the espresso piece. So you gotta put it far enough back that it doesn't interfere with that. Also interesting that the wings cannot fold flat. Right, I started the top wings like that, but it does not work that way. So you must have X foils locked in a tack position. You have to be like a little fiddly to kind of make sure they line up properly. There we go. It's like proper tack position. I feel like my minifig ski poles are quite lined up. All right, good enough. X-wing nose. I do like how it attaches to the round anti-stud here to center on the body. It gives a pretty good profile, pretty accurate profile there. And I think that is it. This then attaches somewhere on here, and I'm gonna guess right there in the middle. Flying at this dynamic angle, so I guess we gotta point the turbulacers down a little bit. And yeah, that is our Death Star trench run. Takes about a little over 90 minutes. I think that's what I said at one point. So, pull the camera back so we can take a look and zoom in and kind of look at some details here. Overview. So yeah, lots of little greebly details in here. I think depending on the angle you do, you can kind of get some cool views. Mess with my camera a little bit. Get an idea of how it might look on a shelf here. Definitely think it's cool. Definitely certainly captures the moment from the first film. And, straighten out Vader there a little bit. I do think the scale of the TIE fighters and X-Wings seems a little off. I mentioned Vader's TIE fighters a bit not well proportioned, but I think in general the TIE fighters are smaller than the X-Wing. But it also kind of gives you maybe some forced perspective, right? Because the X-Wing is closer to the front, so maybe it's supposed to be bigger because it's closer to you. But I like the dynamic kind of design with parts kind of hanging off the edge, makes it look like it came, right out of the film kind of thing. So yeah, pretty cool. Checking bricks up with the new space minifigs. new book, Lego Botanical Almanac. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Thanks for letting me know. I had not seen that. Appreciate the heads up there. So yeah, I think it's a nice addition to the diorama, Star Wars diorama series. If you are into Star Wars, don't have enough space for the big UCS sets, but still want kind of a nice display piece, I think this would be a good option to consider. I do think it's going to be a pain to clean, right? Anyone who's displayed Lego sets for any amount of time knows they do get dusty, and this one's got a lot of little greeblies and details and nooks and crevices. Compressed air is your friend. I actually invested in, it's kind of like it looks like a compressed air can, but it has like a little compressor and pump in it, so it literally compresses and blows air, so it never runs out. You just have to charge the batteries on it, and you're not constantly using up and throwing away cans of compressed air. If you are into displaying Lego, that is certainly a worthy investment. You know, it was like maybe 60 bucks or something, so it's not like cheap, but when you think of the cost of how many cans of compressed air you're gonna buy, I think it balances out. And I'm definitely gonna need it for this set for sure, but it does look cool. Right now, I think the only other diorama I've got is Darth Vader's meditation chamber. So I can put this near that on a shelf, and it'll look cool, and hopefully we'll add some more to the collection at some point. I think next week we'll see how many streams we do. Again, we'll be announcing that on Sunday or Monday. This is going to be our only stream this week. But I'm hoping, next week, hopefully I'll be over my little bit of illness, be back at 100%, and I can do maybe 2 streams next week. Definitely one of those streams is going to be a video game. Don't know what video game yet, but we will definitely be going back to some video games next week to mix things up a little bit. While I find some time and to make some space and some places to put some more sets to display. And I mentioned earlier, just thinking about some changes already to the block party that we might be implementing at some point. So we'll be working on that kind of in the background while we're continuing streaming, no more breaks. Until I have to go travel for work a bit. Probably late April, early May, we're gonna miss a couple weeks due to that. Yeah, thanks all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This was definitely a fun little set that I like putting together. Like this form factor, nice and small compared to the big UCS sets. If you are a huge Lego Star Wars fan like me, you could, potentially display this underneath your UCS sets. I'm thinking maybe, I have the UCS X-Wing and the UCS TIE Fighter. We built those on streams a few years ago, but I could have like the X-Wing over here and the TIE Fighter over here, and this would kind of be in between them. Might be a cool thing to do. Kind of have the complete Star Wars display collection for the theme. But anyway, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you all again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, until next time, this is going to be Black 6 from B6's Block Party, signing you off. Bye, everyone.